So this morning we will start in a seated position and find a seat that feels right for you. You can sit cross-legged or in hero's pose, which is kneeling position. But again, what feels right for your knees, your hips, your lower spine. And we'll take the first few moments of connecting, drawing into our center, into our base. Like I said before, we're going to work in the area of our hips. Just finding a little bit more stability, strength to support our range of motion and the growing of our hips, our pelvis, as our babies or babes get a little bit bigger inside of our bodies. So once you have found your seat, feel free to rest your hands, your palms flat to your lap, your thighs. And then feel free to close your eyes. If that's not comfortable for you today, just a soft gaze out in front of you towards the floor. Just so the point of focus draws more inward. And just take the next few moments, allowing your breath to find its own space. Allowing yourself to come into this present moment. And just take the first moment observing what's around you, any noises, what you see behind closed eyes, scent in the air. The air feels on your skin. Your clothes feel against your skin. Just a reminder as we move into our asana physical postural practice, do what you need to do to support you in your moment on your own path in this time. And let's just shift the body weight slightly forward. And bring the body weight slightly back. A little bit to the right. And over to your left. And just to start to find your center of gravity right beneath our pelvic floor, where your right and left sit bone equally feel grounded into the earth or whatever you're sitting upon. Imagine the back of your sacrum, shoulder blades, and the back of your skull all on the same plane, as if you're leaning against a wall behind you. Allow the eyes to settle into the sockets, the space between your brow, down through your temple, into the jawline becomes soft. Allow the tongue to get short and broad into the back of the mouth, the throat. And let's bring both hands to our lower abdomen. Allowing the palms to rest into the lower abdomen. Without bringing any effort into the breath yet, just notice the quality of your natural breath as you inhale through the nose and as you exhale through the nose. With the sense of touch, hands on our lower abdomen, bring your awareness of your breath into that space, into the pelvis, that connects into the thigh bones, creates our hip joints. And so as we inhale, Maybe feel or imagine the pelvis expanding, broadening from the top. And then as you exhale from the pelvic floor underneath, the sense of drawing in and lifting up, toning from the pelvic floor as we draw further inward and downward. And the inhale, we expand from the top. And then as we exhale, the sense of drawing back in. You might even notice that slight tone and lift of the pelvic floor. And just staying with this sensation. You see it in your mind's eye. You might notice any areas that feel tight in this area of the body or stagnant, areas that feel a little bit more constricted today. No judgment, just observing, witnessing, and inviting the breath, your subtle body into that space, or energetic body to support the physical. Start to gradually deepen the breath and allow some every T, equal wavelength breath to come into the body. So maintaining the inhalation and exhalation out through the nose, in through the nose, but just finding the count of your inhale that feels right and comfortable for you. And that same count with your exhale. So it could be a 3 count, 4 count, maybe a 6 count, maybe longer. Again, just feeling the count of breath, the intake and outtake that feels right and supportive for you and your body today. Let's go ahead and bring the hands back to your thighs, your lap, and your chin into the chest. Allow the breath to get fuller behind the shoulders, behind the collarbones, behind the heart, chest. And softening, slowly opening the eyes, just a soft gaze. And then gently bring your head, neck back up to center. We're going to come onto the side of our body. Actually, let's start in tabletop for now. So hands and knees. Always support your knees with a blanket if you are working with a hardwood floor, if you have sensitive knees. Tabletop, fingers spread wide. And just a few rounds of cat-cow here. So come back to the breath, some every T. And as you inhale, draw the heart forward. Let your tailbone gently reach back and slightly up. On your exhale, press down through your palms. Draw the navel in, tailbone tucks, chin to chest, cat shape. Inhale, you come back to the length, slight extension of the spine. Chest, heart forward and up, tailbone back and up. Exhale, press down, rounding into flexion, getting big, broad into the back body. Just a few more here. I'm going to keep it a little bit more open today. So if you feel like coming onto the fingertips, we'll give you a little bit more space behind the heart, behind the shoulders. Feel free to explore with that. You might even add some lateral motion here, reaching your right shoulder away from your right hip. Left shoulder away from left hip. Maybe some circular motions. Doesn't really have to make any sense. Just kind of feeling and being more aware or in tune with what's going on for you and your body today, all parts of yourself. Physical, into the subtle. We start to tap more into the mental, emotional here. Deeper senses of self. No judgment. You can let the head and neck be heavy as you explore. Just feeling the articulation of the spine, the pelvis, as it glides over the thigh bones. And with your next exhale, let your hips come all the way to the heels. Come into a child's pose. Knees can be as wide as they need to be. Create space for your abdomen. Forehead to the floor or the backs of your arms if the floor feels far for you today. And just take a few big breaths here. With every exhale, can your hips, your buttocks get a little bit heavier towards your heels. Next inhale, you'll gently come back to tabletop, hands and knees. We're going to come onto the right side of our body. We're going to lay on the right side. So there's a couple ways you can lay down. You want to keep your ankles, knees, and hips in line with the shoulders. And if this feels off balance for you, you can always bend the bottom leg so your left leg is on like a kickstand underneath you, some support and leverage for balance. It's kind of up to you on how much of a challenge you want to create. And then right arm extends out underneath you like a pillow, or if you need a little bit more support for your head, your neck, you can slide a blanket or a pillow underneath your head to support that. Left hand in front of you, fingertips on the floor. And then if your right leg is straight, go ahead, flex the right foot. So both legs are fairly active here. Both feet are flexed. Come back to your breath in and out the nose. Think of hugging baby into the spine. Lengthen your tailbone to the backs of your knees. And on your next inhale, float your left leg up towards the ceiling, the sky. On your exhale, you'll lower back down. We'll do this a few rounds here. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. A few more on your own. Moving with your breath. Right leg is stable to support. I'm going to keep lengthening the tailbone to the backs of the knees. You'll notice the front body hugging into the spine. Eyes can stay open or closed. And if you do want more leverage, more challenge, left hand can firmly press against your outer left hip to give you that extra challenge here, working against your own body. On your next inhale, lifting up, hold here, and then gentle pumping action. It doesn't have to be fast. Working with your breath. Just feeling the outer hip, outer glute, glute med. Keep breathing as you gently pump. Next exhale, slowly lower all the way back to the floor or your right leg. Just take a moment's stillness. We're going to work the inner hip of our right leg, so the bottom leg. You'll bend your left knee up to the ceiling. Step your left foot front of your right leg, or left foot to the floor, excuse me. Your right leg is long out in front of you or behind you. Flex your right foot. Left hand fingertips on the floor for support. And as you inhale, keep, again, lengthening tailbone down to the back knees. Draw the front body in. And then as you inhale, float right inner thigh up to the ceiling. As you exhale, we lower. And it's not as big of a movement as the left leg, the top leg. Just finding the inner left leg or right leg strength. Working the inner hip, inner groin. And again, you're moving within your own breath. Every inhale helps you lift. On the exhale, we soften slowly back down with control. Just a few more here. On your next inhale, as you lift, we hold gentle pumping actions. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, lower about halfway. You'll do this a few rounds. And it doesn't have to be fast. Take it slow. Just feeling the inner strength for inner thigh, inner hip, right side, into the groin, up to the pelvic floor. Next exhale, lower. And stack both legs on top. We'll gently roll to the back side. We're going to come into bridge pose. So walking your heels in towards your hips, your buttocks, maybe your fingertips graze the back of your heels. If not, it's totally fine. You are more than welcome to place a rolled up blanket in between your inner thighs or a block if you have a block nearby. And if not, it's all good. Root down to the ball mounds of your big toes, baby toes. Press down to the whole heel. Palms flat to the floor, arms by your sides. And as you inhale, lift your hips up, let your knees shift forward. We hold for just a few big breaths. Feel the base of your skull on the floor, keep the neck long. If you want to work the arms underneath you, feel free, walking the shoulder blades closer, maybe 10-fingered interlaced grip, creating a fist. Press your fists, the outer edges of your palms, arms, shoulders down, lifting your chest. Feet pressed down, knees reaching forward as you lift your hips. Keep lengthening tailbone to the back knees. 2 more big breaths. Last big breath here. On the exhale, you'll slowly lower back to the earth floor. And then you'll gently roll to the opposite side. And that will be on the outer edge of our left side body. Left leg on bottom, right leg on top. Make sure your ankles, knees, hips are stacked with the shoulders. Left arm out to the top edge of your mat like a pillow, or you can always use a pillow blanket to support the head and neck. Right arm in front of you, fingertips to the floor. Again, the bottom leg can be bent or left leg can be straight for more challenge and balance. Flex both feet, both legs are active. Come back to the breath. Lengthen tailbone to the back knees as you hug front body in. Think baby to spine. And as you inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. And you'll start to move within your own breath range. Eyes can stay open or eyes can come closed. You might notice how one side's already different. One side feels tighter, one side feels stronger.
Keep lengthening through the tailbone as you draw the front body in, baby to spine. Hugging the baby in. Just a couple more. The next time you come up, we hold gentle pumping action. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, lower about halfway. Inhale, lift. Doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be very subtle. You work the outer hip, the right glute med. So getting into the glute max here. Exhale, slowly lower. Take a moment in stillness, let that settle, let it digest. We'll come into the inner thigh, inner groin, inner hip of the bottom leg, left to the left leg. Legs are stacked. You'll bend your right knee up to the ceiling, stack your right foot in front of your left thigh. And then flex your left foot, left leg active. Lengthen through the tailbone. Again, we're drawing front body into the back body. As we inhale, float left inner thigh up. Exhale, you'll lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. And we'll start to again move within your own breath. Keep lengthening through the tailbone. Draw the front body in. From pelvic floor to the pubic up into the baby or navel center. And this will support your lower back as well. It gives you more space in our pelvis, especially in the back body. As our front body gets fuller, bigger, our back body tends to take more of the weight, coming into a deeper back bend and the lumbar spine, which can cause compression and discomfort. Finding the length and space here. And just a few more. On your next inhale, we hold up. And then gentle pumping action. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lowering. Again, you'll move within your own breath. It could be slow. It does not have to be fast at all. Sometimes the slower we go, the more we can feel, which is not the most comfortable sensation, but it does make us stronger, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. Just a few more pumping actions here. Getting into the minute muscles, fibers that connect. And next inhale, we hold. Exhale, slowly lowering. And then both legs stacked. Just take a moment in stillness, let that digest. One more time, bridge pose. So you'll roll to your backside, bending your knees. Walking your heels towards the backs of your hips, your buttocks. Make sure your feet, knees are hip width, maybe a little bit wider. Arms by your sides, palms facing down. Root down through all corners of your feet. We still want to lengthen tailbone. Knees pointing in the same direction of your toes. On your inhale, lift your hips up. Chest up. Take a moment here, root down through the feet. And you can walk the arms close underneath you. 10 fingers interlace, creating a fist. Walk the shoulder blades closer. Press the base of your head down, shoulders down, arms, fists down. Tops of your feet forward and down. Lifting your outer hips, buttocks. Keep breathing. Again, last 2 breaths. Next exhale, slowly lower. Let's roll to the right side, coming into fetal. Use both hands, carefully press yourself up. You'll make your way back into tabletop position, hands and knees, and support your knees however you need to today. Come back to a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, draw the heart forward, tailbone back, slightly up. Exhale, press down, draw the front body in, rounding, expanding into the back body. Inhale, expanding through the front body. Exhale, expanding through the back. A few more on your own. Feeling the articulation of the vertebra and the spine, how it connects into our pelvis. How the pelvis rotates over our fixed thigh bones, the heads of our femurs, our hip joints. The next time you come into your exhale, you round in and let your hips shift back to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, come forward, chest heart forward, tabletop. Slight extension. Exhale, round into your cat. Let your hips shift back to the heels. Child's pose. Just one more like this. Exhaling. Next inhale, come back to tabletop, hands and knees. We're going to come into hydrants. We'll work the left leg, left side first. You can always tuck your right toes underneath your right foot for balance. If you want more of a challenge, press down to the top of your right foot toes. Flex your left foot. Allow your body weight to shift more to the right hand, but keep pressing both hands, palms evenly into the earth. So we're lifting up to the back of the heart rather than allowing it to collapse forward in and down. On your next inhale, again, we lengthen tailbone to the back knees, draw the front body in from pubic bone upward to our navel, and then float your left leg out to the left. Exhale, we come back to our center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. 4 more on your own. Keep pressing your right and left hand equally into the earth. Hug your outer right hip in, so we're not leaning all the body weight to the right side. Let's do 4 more actually. Keep the neck long so the eye gaze a little bit forward in front of your mat or your space. Good. On your next exhale, let your left knee come back to the earth, tabletop position. Step your left foot back, ball of your left foot on the floor, so left toe is tucked. Tuck your right toes underneath your right foot, pivot at your right knee, right foot out to the right like a kickstand. And then pivot your left heel to the floor, so your left toes point forward to the left. And then you'll shift the body weight to your right hand. On an inhale, lift your left arm up, coming into a kneeling half moon or kneeling side plank, Vashisthasana. Left arm can stay extended, hand can always come to your hip. You can reach your arm towards the crown of your head. Just getting long on the left side of your body. Bring your right hip from underneath you forward, left hip becomes more stacked. Breathe big into the left side. Next exhale, left hand, left knee to the floor, tabletop position. You're going to stand up on your knees, bring your hands to your hips for balance. We're going to step the right foot forward so we come into a low lunge stance. Hands help keep your hips fairly squared by sensation and touch. So as we press the right foot down, think of drawing the thigh bone, right thigh bone back, wrapping outer hip underneath. Top of your left foot can firmly plant into the earth. Want to keep lengthening through the tailbone, lifting up through the front body. Again, think of hugging navel in or baby into spine. And then you can bend your left knee, or excuse me, your right knee. Let your hips come forward with your shoulders. So we're not creating a back bend here. Just feeling the front of our left leg, left hip open. Getting a little bit more into our hip flexors, so as. Even quadricep. A few big breaths. Hands can stay on your hips. Hands can always come to your thigh, right thigh. One more big breath here. We're going to shift our upper body back, or hips back, left hip on top of the left knee. You might scoot your right foot back just a little bit. Keep your right hand on your thigh or hand on your hip. On an inhale, reach your left arm up and then over to your right. And then once you're here, maybe hips shift more forward and down. But again, we still want to lengthen through the tailbone as we lift from the front body, drawing in. One more big breath. Next inhale, reach your left fingertips up to come back up. And then hands to the floor. We'll tuck left toes underneath you. Step right foot back, come into downward facing dog. About 3 to 5 big breaths. You are more than welcome to kind of pedal it out here. Just feeling. And start to make your way to stillness, downward facing dog. Rooting down to the fingers. Inner elbows hug in as we lift out of the shoulders. So lifting up to the heart space, lung space. Heels reaching to the floor. Inner thighs hugging in and slightly back. Outer hips reaching back and up. Front body into back body. Your next exhale, slowly lower back to your knees, tabletop position. And we're going to come into the fire hydrants on the opposite side, or hydrants, I should say. So we'll work the right side. So top of your left foot grounding, or you can tuck left toes underneath your left foot to support. Lengthen tailbone, draw the front body in, feel both hands palms equally pressing down. Flex your right foot. Then we inhale, lift your right leg up, out to the right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand, left hand equally pressing into the earth. Draw the front body in as we lengthen tailbone back. Eye gaze slightly forward in front of you. You're already halfway, just a few more. Last 3. Last one here, inhale, lift. On your exhale, right knee back to the earth. Vashisthasana supported. Step your right foot back. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Pivot your right heel to the left. So right foot is flat. Tuck your left toes underneath your left foot. Pivot at your left knee out behind you like a kickstand. Body weight shifts to your left hand arm. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Maybe over. Maybe right hand to your right hip for balance. Draw the shoulders back. We still lengthen through the tailbone, drawing front body into back body. Bring your left hip underneath you forward, right hip stacks on top. Few big breaths into the right side. Next inhale, right fingertips reach up. On your exhale, right hand, right knee back to the earth. Tabletop. Stand on the knees. Hands to your hips for balance. On this side, we'll step the left foot forward. Coming into a low lunge stance. Before we get our hips further into the shape, want to stabilize, neutralize your pelvis. Lengthen tailbone. Draw the front body in from our pelvic floor, pubic bone. Lower abdomen, navel, baby hugging in. And then you can send your hips forward. Shoulders stay stacked over hips. And just take a few big breaths. Allow the right hip, front hip to open. Feel this in the hip flexors, the psoas. Pressing firmly into the sole of the left foot as you hug outer left hip and underneath. Hands can stay in your hips or hands can come to the left thigh. A few big breaths. And on an inhale, reach your right arm up, over to the left. And try not to let the hips lean into one side more. Keep pressing the left foot down. Draw the thigh bone back, wrapping your outer hip underneath. Top of your right foot presses down. Front body draws in and up as we lengthen out to the right side. Next inhale, reach back up to come to center. Hands to the inner edge of your left foot. We'll tuck right toes, lift right knee up, step left foot back. Come back into downward facing dog. A few big breaths. Again, feel free to pedal it out. Maybe you just choose to come into stillness. Next inhale, look forward, come up high on your toes, and start to walk your feet forward, maybe halfway. Then walk your hands to your feet. So eventually you come into a gentle forward fold. Hands out in front of you, knees can be as wide as they need to be, or feet can be as wide as they need to be. On an inhale, hands to your shins or thighs, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, come back into a fold. It could be an easy fold. Inhale, press down, reach your arms out and up, come all the way into a standing position. And as you exhale, hands to your heart. Arms by your sides coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. So feet hip width distance apart. We're going to come into the chair dynamics. So this is where a block will come in handy, or a rolled up blanket or towel in between your inner thighs. And if you don't have that around you, you don't necessarily need it. You can just keep your feet hip width, totally fine. You got it. Okay, so arms by your sides, rooting down through your corners of the feet, the ball mound of your big toe, baby toe, heel. As we hug our prop between our inner thighs, we want to find that length of the tailbone, drawing in and up from the front body. On your inhale, reach your arms and chest up, come into a chair, and you decide on how deep you bend the knees. The more we bend the knees, the more the hips reach back. We take it more into the thighs and the back, the strength. Right, so you decide on how high or how low you come into it today. On your inhale, lengthen here. On your exhale, we'll bring your arms back towards your hips. Draw the shoulder blades in. Inhale, press down, reach all the way up, lengthening out through the legs. You can even look up. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips back, chair pose. Inhale here, find length through the sides, front and back. Exhale, reach your arms back towards your outer hips, draw the shoulder blades in. Inhale, press down, reach all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale here, we hug in. Exhale, arms reach back, shoulder blades hug in and back. Inhale, press down, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, we hug in as we reach the arms back towards our hips. Inhale, press down, come all the way up. Last round here. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, we hug in, reach the arms back. Inhale, press down, reach up. Hands to the heart center. Arms by your sides. You can remove your prop. Just place it to the side. Let's bring the hands to the hips. You'll shift your body weight to your right foot. Bend your left knee. Left toes can stay connected to the floor, or you'll come into half Tadasana. And then extend your left leg back. You'll step it back into warrior one stance. So feet are in 2 lanes of traffic, giving our hips space today. Once you have your balance, you can hold here, hands on your hips. You're more than welcome to reach the arms out and up. Let's just take a moment to find the stability from our feet all the way up to the chain of the body. Press down to the right foot, drawing thigh bone back, wrapping outer hip underneath. We still want the length of the tailbone as we hug front body in. Pressing out and down to the outer edge of the left foot. So once you have your stable position from your feet, reach your arms out and up. Gentle heart opener here. As we exhale, come into cactus shaped arms. Draw the shoulder blades in and down. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2, inhale. Exhale. Last round here. On your inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, we turn to the left into warrior 2 stance. Right heel to the inner arch of your left foot. Reaching your left fingertips back as the right arm reaches forward. Still lengthen to the tailbone, lifting up through the front body. Make sure your right knee is tracking in the same direction of your toes, wrapping outer hip underneath. Gentle movement here. So on your inhale, lengthen out to the right leg, let your arms float up. And then exhale, bend your right knee, warrior 2, arms parallel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior 2. 4 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And the last 2 here. Last one. On the exhale, come back into warrior 2. On the inhale, bring your right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm up over towards the crown of the head, extended side angle. Nice, Serena. Keep pressing down to the feet. Breathing into the nose, out to the nose. Keep hugging outer right hip underneath, in towards our center. Pressing outer left foot heel down. And rotating the left side of your chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up to come back up. Pivot your right toes to face forward. So you're longwise on your mat, your space. Inhale, lengthen, lead with the heart as you come into a forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Hands underneath your shoulders. Shift your body weight more forward to the ball mounds of your feet. Knees can always have a slight bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you'll come deeper into your fold. Maybe palms come to the floor. Wrists underneath the shoulders. The elbows draw in, shoulder width. Keep the body weight forward. Knees can always have a slight bend. Next inhale, walk your hands forward. Come up halfway. You're going to keep the left hand or fingertips on the floor. Bring your right hand to your sacrum. Left knee can have a soft bend. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently twist from the navel, open to the right. Next inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, gently come all the way back up. Let's step the left foot or right toes point forward towards the front edge of your mat. Step your left foot forward to meet right. Arms by your sides, take a moment in Tadasana. And we'll do that same little sequence on the opposite side. So again, we'll shift the body weight to the left foot. Hands can stay on your hips for balance. Bend your right knee. Right toes can stay on the floor like a kickstand. Or float right leg up off the floor, 90 degree, half Tadasana. Next inhale, extend your right leg back, make your way into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Feet are your hip width distance, 2 lanes of traffic. You find the stance that feels right for you, your body, your hips, your lower spine. Ground down from the feet first. Press the left foot down. Draw the thigh bone back, wrapping outer hip underneath. Press out and down to the outer edge of your right, lifting up and out to the right inner thigh. Lengthen through the tailbone. So draw the front body in and out. Once you have your stable connection into the earth, inhale, reach your arms out and up. Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to start to invite that gentle heart opener here. So inhale, lengthen out to the sides, front and back body. Exhale, stable feet as we bring the arms, elbows out to the sides, cactus shape arms. 5 more, inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last round here. Exhale. Inhale, Warrior One. Exhale, open to your right, Warrior Two. Left heel in line with the inner arch of your back foot, right foot. Reaching your arms equally out to either side. Keep lengthening for the tailbone, drawing in and up from the pelvic floor, pubic bone, to the lower abdomen, to the navel. Wrapping outer left hip underneath as your right inner thigh rotates back. We'll add that gentle movement. Inhale, lengthen out through the left leg, let your arms reach up, out. Exhale, you'll bend your left knee, come into Warrior Two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee bends. Warrior Two. And 4 more. Just lubricating the left hip. Last round here. Warrior Two, we hold. On your inhale, extended side angle. Forearm to thigh, right arm up over to the crown. Hold for a few deep breaths. Feel the ground of the feet. Left foot, drawing outer left hip underneath. Keep lengthening through the tailbone. Draw the front body in. Inhale, reach your right arm up to come back up. Lengthen out to the left leg, turn your toes forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, lead with the heart as you come back into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands on the floor, underneath shoulders or fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you'll come deeper into your fold. Body weight shifts forward to the toes. Knees can have a soft bend. Maybe your hands walk further in towards your center. Shoulders away from the ears. Let the head, the neck get heavy. Inhale, you'll come back halfway, lengthen. Keep your right hand on the floor or fingertips. Give your right knee a soft bend. Left hand to your sacrum. Lengthen out to the crown, and as you exhale, twist to the left. Shoulders down the back. Crown of the head reaching forward. Next inhale, come back to center. Exhale here. Bring your hands to your hips. Gently come all the way upright. We're going to come into a horse stance or wide squat. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Lengthen through the tailbone. Bend your knees, send your hips gently down. Doesn't have to be a big squat. Keep drawing front body in and up. Think baby into spine. Hugging the baby in. So supporting our back or hips today. So add some breath work. Bring the hands to the heart center. On your inhale, reach your arms out and up. As you exhale, bring your hands back to prayer all the way down to the length of your spine in towards your pelvis, your hips, out to the legs, the feet. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhaling, drawing the energy in and down. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhaling. 3 more. Last 2. The last one here. On your next inhale, let your legs lengthen with your arms. Turn your toes forward, bend your hips, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold again. Inhale, come up halfway. And then reach your arms forward like downward facing dog. Again, gentle bend in the knees if you need to. Think of wrapping your outer hip stitch bones back and behind you. Press down to the palms, the fingertips lift out of the shoulders. Draw the front of the throat back. Navel in and up. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Underneath your shoulders, heel toe your feet in a little bit closer. We're going to come into Malasana, a low squat. So if you need to sit upon something, please do. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Feet a little bit wider than hips. Bend the knees. Sit your hips towards the floor, in between your heels. Good. And if balance is a challenge for you today, you can always sit upon something. Hands to your heart. Elbows pressing into the inner thighs. Opening through the outer hips. Lift the chest forward, out through the crown. Should feel like a slight back bend here. Feel the collarbones wide in front and back body equally. A few big breaths. Maybe bring your awareness of the breath into the pelvic floor. So as we inhale, feel the pelvic floor expand. And as we exhale, the pelvic floor draws in and up. 2 more big breaths. You'll make your way onto your buttocks. So however you can get there, hands behind you, maybe you shift the body weight back until your butt meets the floor. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So soles of your feet together, knees fall out wide. And let's bring the heels in as close as we can to our groin today. If this is ever too much on your knees, you can always support your knees by sliding something underneath the thighs, the knees. Press the soles of your feet together, hands at your ankles or your shins. On your inhale, find length. And then as we exhale, we bend at the hips. Doesn't have to be a big forward fold. Let your elbows press into the inner thighs, down and out. Eye gaze slightly in front in front of you, not straight down. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Couple more big breaths. Next inhale, you'll gently come upright. So we're going to come into what is called double pigeon. And if you have sensitive knees or really tight hips today, you'll come into stacked legs, stacked Sukhasana. So I'll demo first. You can always follow along with me. So double pigeon, we'll work the right leg on top first. So your left leg is on bottom. Make sure the shin runs more parallel to the front edge of your mat. Your left foot is flexed. You'll flex your right foot, stack ankle on top of the left knee thigh. So your legs are stacked parallel. If this is too much for your right knee or your right hip, it just feels like a lot for you today, it's okay. You'll just stack your right leg in front of your left leg. So it's not so much of a crisscross of the legs, like Indian style. It's more of your legs becoming more parallel to the front edge of your mat and to each other. So it creates more of an outer hip stretch. Once you find your shape, whether it's double pigeon or stacked Sukhasana, cross-legged pose, on an inhale, you'll find length. You might just hold here for a few breaths, let the outer hips kind of settle into the shape. If you feel like you have more range of motion, that's when you'll come into a forward fold, which creates more of a stretch in the outer hip. So again, deciding what shape feels right for you today. And if you are in double pigeon and there's this big gap and you're feeling a lot of pull in the knee, you can always close that gap off with a pillow, a blanket, or a block. We want to keep the sit bones grounded so we're not overstretching. There's some sense of integrity and support here. So we're not over pulling, we're not overextending into the hip joints. And come back to the breath, inhaling in through the crown as we exhale down into our hips, our pelvis, our base, out through the legs, the feet. A couple more big breaths on this side in the shape. Next inhale, use your hands to gently walk your body upright. We're going to switch the legs, so use your hands to support. Right leg will be on top, bottom. Shin runs parallel to the length of your mat. Right foot flexed. And you'll come into the shape that feels right for your left side. So whether it's double pigeon or stacked cross-legged pose. Either way, keep your left ankle flexed to support your knee. If you're in double pigeon and there's that big gap between left knee and right ankle, you can slide something in between to support. Hands to your outer legs, find length through the spine, the chest, the head. Keep your hips grounded. And then you'll slowly take it into a deeper forward fold. It does not have to be super deep. You might already notice how one side feels completely different from the other. Always bring that sense of patience and curiosity as we explore into any major joints of the body, especially our hips. We tend to hold a lot in our hips. Feel free to keep the eyes closed, or just a soft gaze, allowing the breath to support you in the shape. You can always think as you inhale, you're drawing in nutrients. And as you exhale, you send the nutrients into that space, the space that feels louder, the space that feels more stagnant, stuck. Inviting a sense of ease, a sense of softening or surrendering into the shape. Helping the process of elimination, not just physical elimination, but eliminating what's no longer needed, what's no longer supporting. And that could be stagnant energy.
or stagnant thoughts or emotions that we are holding on to. The face soften, the jaw soften. Notice where we tend to clench or hold in areas of the body. Can we surrender into the shape, into our sensations? Next inhale, use your hands gently come upright. Again, you can use your hands to uncross the legs. Let's come into a seated wide-legged forward fold, so lengthen out through the legs wide. Flex the 3 feet, draw the thighs down. Bring your hands just behind your outer hips, lift your hips up, and think of lengthening your tailbone slightly forward and down. And then maybe legs get a little bit wider. Hands in front of you on an inhale, lead with the heart, and then on your exhale, you'll come into a fold. Again, it doesn't have to be deep. Keep the toes pointing up rather than drawing in. So we want to keep the legs neutral in the hip joints as we pivot our pelvis over the thigh bones. Maybe forearms come to the floor or a block. A few big breaths. And then use your hands, gently come upright. Use your hands underneath your knees to bring your knees into your chest. And then we're going to come into our final resting position. So if you aren't able to lie on your back today, you're more than welcome to stay seated upright. If it is comfortable to lie on your back, feel free to do that. And you can always come into a gentle heart opener too. For some of us, I know that lying on the back isn't the most healthiest thing in this moment of our pregnancy. So you can always prop the shoulders a little bit higher than your hips with a pillow underneath the shoulder blades, underneath the heart space. A couple pillows or a couple blankets. This will also give you a nice gentle chest heart opener. But if it feels like it's a lot for you today, you can stay seated upright. You always take that moment to find your final resting position. So wherever you're at, feel free to close your eyes. Let your eyes settle back into the sockets, let your eyelids get heavy like blankets. Relax the jaw, the muscles of the face. Whether you're sitting upright or you're on the floor, just feel the base of your head, shoulder blades, and sacrum all on that same plane. And we'll just close with a few rounds of a 3-part breath technique. You can keep your arms resting on your lap or by your sides, or bring one hand to your lower abdomen, one hand to the heart. We'll do one cleansing breath. Draw the navel in, open the mouth, exhale everything out. Take a big breath into the nose. Open the mouth, let it go with a sigh. And seal your lips as you inhale, breathe into your pelvis. Exhale through the nose, pelvis. Inhale, pelvis into your rib cage. Exhale, rib cage, pelvis. Inhale, pelvis, rib cage, heart space. Exhale, heart, ribs, pelvis. A few more just like that. Inhale, pelvis. Exhale, pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage. Exhale rib cage, pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage, heart space. Exhale heart, ribs, pelvis. Inhale pelvis. Exhale pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage. Exhale rib cage, pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage, chest, heart space. Exhale heart, ribs, pelvis. Inhale pelvis. Exhale pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage. Exhale rib cage, pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage, heart space. Exhale heart, ribs, pelvis. Inhale pelvis. Exhale pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage. Exhale rib cage, pelvis. Inhale pelvis, rib cage, heart space. Exhale heart, ribs, pelvis. Allow your next breath to become more natural, into the nose, out through the nose, letting go of any effort. Hands can stay rested on your center line, or arms can rest back to your lap, your sides. Just taking another moment in stillness here, integrating, assimilating, and digesting our intentions of our practice. Noticing any shifts, subtle shifts, big shifts, anything in between. And always coming from a place of curiosity, self-love and compassion, no judgment, but support.